Hello everyone, welcome to the next C++ for Beginners training. In this training, we'll be talking about variables and types, or pineapple pens or pineapples. I give this name because PCs are not as smart as we think, and actually the PC itself doesn't know if you are talking about pens, pineapples, numbers, or text. Just doesn't know. We can say it's quite similar like for a very young kid. If you show like two toys or two elements to the kid, like a stone and a toy, it initially doesn't really know what to do with that. We just need to learn it or show it that this one will be a toy and he can play with, and this is a stone and now we can show it. So it's quite similar with PCs. The PC itself doesn't really know what to do with any variables. For the PC, it's just a, let's say, array of zeros and ones written somewhere in the flash memory. It just doesn't really make any sense. We need to tell him what is the type. Is it a number? Is it a number with the fraction part? Is it a text? Is it just a one character? Is it a Boolean type? We just need to give this sort of information. And after that, PC will realize what can be done with these types. And we can start doing more advanced programming. So let's open our initial hello world and let's define some types. So one of the most common types is just int type, which is the integer type, which is just a whole. And we can assign to this number like 0, we can assign like 1, we can assign 5, we can assign negative numbers, whenever you want. We just need to remember that the integers have some size limitations. So if the numbers will be too big, like something like that, it might cause some problems for the PC. So that's the only thing we need to be worried about. So the second one will be unsigned int, which means that we'll have, again, the integer, but only positives and 0 values. So we have whole number, let's call it whole positive number and 0. So in this case, we can put every positive and 0 number. So we can put 345, we can put 0, we can put 53,000 something, but we cannot put a negative number. Then apart from the whole numbers, we have a floating point numbers. So the name for that is a float, that's the name of the type. And we have number with fractions. And in this case, we can assign 0.5. For example, we can assign 5.30 something. We can assign the pi number, and also we can assign the negative numbers. And again, the floating point number has some limitations. One of the limitations is the accuracy of this number. Then you have a double, and double, which is just more accurate floating point number. Just more. So these four are numerical types. Apart from them, we have also like some variation, especially in the integers. Apart from int, we can have a short type, which is a different size, so you can contain a bit smaller numbers than integer itself. We have a long type, which contain much bigger numbers than integer. But that's probably something we can have a look later, or you can experiment yourself. So that types over there are the numerical types. Apart from the numerical types, we have a text related types. You can just type here numerical types. We have text types. So we have like two types over there. One is char. Char is just a character, so we can call it single letter. and it contains a single character, a single letter. It can be any letter from the ASCII basically chart. So you can put letter A, letter B, capital letters. So I can just put some examples. It can contain a number as a letter as well. So whenever you want. Apart from that, it can contain a space, which is not really visible, but it is recognized later on as a space, as a distance between two characters. We can also put a special characters, which is, for example, a /n, which is indication for the new line, or the /t, which is indication for the tab, so like a few spaces. Apart from char, we have something called string, and string contains the text. That's a text type. So we can put here the whole sentence. We can put a single letter or whole sentence. So now let's talk about the last type, which we'll be considering here, which is logic type. And for logic type, we have a bool type. We call it logic. And bool type can have two variables. The one is true, and the second one will be false. Now let's have a look how we can print out this data using cout and what we are going to see on the console. Whole number, end line, and after pressing F9 and after compilation, we will see 0 as a whole number. Maybe let's add a bit more description here. Printing and we can see printing whole number 0. Obviously, we can change it to any number you want. If you do number 5, you're going to see number 5. If you're going to minus 3,435, we are going to see this number over there. Okay, let's have a look with the cout. Printing whole positive number and 0, end line. So let's start with the number we provided, which is 345, and after there we go. Of course, sometimes we have errors. Again, if we happen to have an error, we just need to go back to the console and read that there's lack of termination character, check the number of line, and find where was the bug. So we can easily debug it. So now it should be fine, and we can see that printing whole number, positive number, 345. Okay, that was easy. The same will be 0 and any reasonable positive number. Let's have a look what is going to happen if we put the negative number. If we put negative number here, we can see that the outcome of the cout is obviously incorrect. It is due that the compiler automatically converted this number to the correct unsigned positive number. And because of that, we have something which looks like a random number, which is actually the biggest integer, the biggest positive integer we can get, minus 3. That's why we have this weird number. So we need to be really careful when you're doing unsigned variables, because we need to put their positive numbers. Okay, then let's have a look in one of the our examples of floating number. So let's do cout. Floating number, and then number with fractions and end line. So I'll show you here two situations. The first one, the floating number will be accurate enough, and you can see the numbers here is the same as we provided. Okay, I would like to show you one more thing. This is like the feature of the accuracy of the floating point numbers. So in order to do that, I need to use a special library, which is io-manip. And I need that to use set precision function 20. So with set precision, I'll be able to show the float more accurately. And there we go. So you can see that we set up floating point number as a 4.3. But over there, we have 4.3, but then you have 0, 0, 0, 0, and some number. That is showing us that actual floating points are not the accurate representation of the number. And even if initially we cannot see the problem related to that, then when you're doing a lot of mathematical operations, then we might have some error increasing due to that. So we need to remember that. Okay, apart from the numerical types, we have text types. So just let's have a look. Not just a single character. And we have some examples for that as well. And just put the end line here. That's not correct. And let's put single letter variables. Let's do boom, boom. Okay, so we should see single character text plus a single letter, which is A. There we go. Let's say that's correct. As I mentioned, apart from the letters, we can also put a number over there. So within these quotes, it will be considered as a character, and we'll see it over here in correct way. And as I mentioned, apart from the visible characters, like any letter, any number, we can also put something which will be not as visible for us. And that will be for example, the indication of the new line. So in this way, we have a single character, new line, and add some text here just to see if we really have a new line. Is it in new line? And we should see that actually, is it in new line will be in the new line. There we go. It's cool. Then the next type we need to know, and it's quite important, will be a text. I'll just do text. And text. So the first text over there, this one, it will be considered by the PC as a text. This one will be considered as a variable, which is declared here. And this variable is getting the following context. So after playing run, we can see that our text is single letter or whole sentence. There we go. Also, in the middle of the string, we can put special characters, /n. In this way, this thing will be in one line, this thing will be the second line, or if you put /t, this is correct, /t, we'll see a tabulation. So let's run it and just inspect what we are going to get from the output. So you can see single text or letter, tabulation, number, and the new line, which is like all correct. And the last type we have, which is a Boolean. So let's have a look what is going to happen if we print out the Boolean. As I said, Boolean can have only two values, which is true or false, whereas true will be indicated as 1 and false will be indicated as 0. So that's a whole training about types. We will use that for the next lesson. So do some experiments, have play, and have fun. Thank you very much. See you next time.